Hey, this is Jim Vasilopoulos, and today I'd love to have a quick little talk about small things you can do, one small thing in particular you can do to help people perceive you as smart. And it's not all that hard. Many times we are under this false assumption that um, what we say and how much we talk and how smart our words are help people understand how intelligent we are, or how much value we have, or to gain respect with your peers or people with whom you are trying to gain respect with. And that really isn't how it works. And it's quite simple. But let's talk about some of the myths that we have here first. Sometimes we think it's a degree you might have. Oh, if I only had that degree, people are going to really respect me now. They're going to think I'm much smarter if I've got that MBA. Or if I have that degree in finance or that degree in engineering, people are going to think I'm smarter. At the same time, people often say, well, look at all this data and all these facts I'm going to throw at you. I've got graphs and charts. And if I have these graphs and charts, boy, you're going to see how smart I am. Or it might be certifications, or it might be some title. Many times we're very obsessed with our title because we think if I had a better title, I'd get more respect. People would really think more of what I have to say. And whether it's degrees, titles, respect, skills that people know you for, those things aren't quite as powerful as the one tip I'm going to give you in this small video. The one tip and the one way where people really decide whether you're smart is based on the questions you ask. And when you ask a question and someone says, that's a great question, at that moment, they are saying, you're smart. You're smart like me. Most people who you're speaking with, most people with whom you would like to gain their respect, think of themselves as somewhat smart. And when you ask a good question, people go, that's a good question. You must be smart like me. And those questions don't need to be complex. They don't need to be filled with jargon. They don't need to be filled with facts and data. They could be as simple as, wow, that's really interesting. Why did you decide to do that then? And it's a timing question. Great timing, great question. That's a good question. We chose to pivot our company at that point in time because of whatever. Okay. Or, wow, that's really interesting. Tell me more. And as they tell you more, they could say, wow, why did you decide to do that? Or what was the motivation behind you guys deciding to go in that direction with your company? And when you say things like that, people say, that's a great question. Your questions don't need to be that complex. They don't need to be that difficult. They just need to be patient. They need to be well timed, and they need to go with the flow of the conversation. So if you just learn how to ask some basic, simple questions at the right time in a conversation, people will have a much better opinion of you because it gives them one other thing. It tells them you're listening, and people like to be listened to. And listening is one of the foremost and most profound ways in which we can express our respect for other people, saying, I gave you time, I listened to your words, I absorbed them, and a way to acknowledge that is not to repeat what they said, but to ask a question because you actually want to learn more. And if you practice that behavior, don't be surprised if the respect you gain from others goes up tremendously, and your satisfaction with your interactions with other people goes up tremendously as well. That's all I've got for you today. Thanks.